Hey guys, this is Richard, and I was going to make a quick video in regards to Goldbach dealing ranges. And because I get a lot of questions in our Discord room about, hey Richard, which power of three should I be using on the indicator for the Goldbach indicator? Uh, and does it matter which time chart I'm on? And I'm here to tell you that the power of three, whether you're using the dealing range of 3, 9, 81, 243, 729, and so on, does have anything to do. The dealing range will not change. The high and the low will not change whether you're looking at a 1 minute chart, a 1 day chart, a monthly chart. Okay? Because the Goldbach indicators that you're using, whether it's the free one, or there's several free ones on the TradingView platform, or a paid one, they all calculate the Goldbach levels exactly the same. And the formula is you take the current price, wherever price is, and you divide it by one of the power of three numbers. Now I'm going to, in this example, use 243 because that's what I normally trade with when I'm looking at the NQ. Okay, so the way that the formula goes, I'm just going to do it on the calculator. We take any current price, and it doesn't even have to be exact, just be close, okay? So we're just going to say like this bottom right here is 21330.50. So let's just say 21330. All right, 21330. Divide it by, and I told you I was going to use 243. Okay? And that's 87.7777, on and on and on. Okay? You just remove everything from the right of the decimal. Just use what's to the left of the decimal. So that's 87. All right, so we take 87, multiply it by 243. And then we're going to get 21,141. Okay, so let's draw a line at 21,141. And we're a little bit off. Let's go down. There we go, 21,141. Now, that's the low of the range. So the math, the equation that you would use is current price, somewhere, around current price. Just pick a number it doesn't have to be exact, but somewhere within the proximity of the price. Divide it by the power of three. So if you were wanting to put an 81 dealing range, you would divide by 81. But in this case, because I know 243 is something I like to trade on NQ, I'm using 243 in this example. So take the current price, divide it by 243, and you're going to get some number that's a fraction. So it's like 87 point, and you'll get something. Anything to the right of the decimal, just remove it, and then take that number, the 87, and multiply it by 243, and that's going to give you the low. So to get the high, because we know the dealing range is 243, we're just going to take this number here, 21,141, and we're going to add 243 to it. And we get 21,384. Okay, so let's put that on there, 21,384. Boom. All right. Now, once I put the indicator on there, the high should be here and the low should be here. Okay, so let's see if I did the math right. And there it is. The high's there, the low's there. That's as simple as it gets. Now, all these levels are predetermined by percentages. So think of this as like a Fibonacci setting. And this is the high, this is the low. And then all the different Goldbach levels are in between. These are already figured out by calculations, but basically they're run off of a 6% difference. Okay. So this is the high, this is the low, there's 50%, there's 41, or in other words, 59, 79, or 29 would be 71, the opposite of it, okay, as we pull back. All right, the reason why I tell you all this is because now if you look, and we can change it to a 15-minute, and nothing changed, you see? We're just looking at price differently, but the dealing range did not change. All right, so I tell you all this. It's like, okay, so why is that important? Well, you can look at higher time frames, but you want to kind of see what's going on with the larger dealing ranges. Even though you're not going to trade on them, it kind of gives you a hint of what's going on. All right, so I'm going to remove the high and the low there. And I'm going to put this on a 4-hour time frame. Okay, as you can see, we can't trade that, but let's go on out. So we know that NQ is at 21,000, approximately 21,369. That's where the current price is today. So what power of three number is close to 21,000? It would be 19,683. Okay. So we would go 19,683. As you can see, now we have a range. Now, if we look, and again, I'm on a 4 hours, but let's just put it on a monthly so we can see everything. See, price came from below, right? And now we're here. So is price going to come down, or is it going to keep going up and go to the other side? One thing I like to do is half shift the indicator so that I can see if it's running on this dealing range or if it's shifted by half. So we're going to shift it down a half. And this is when the MNQ actually started. It was in May 1st of 2019. Now, NQ has been obviously trading a lot longer, but this instrument MNQ is as far as it goes back. All right. So as you can see, we came in, we started here, we went up, and now we came back down and tested. So if if we're on the right, half shift, if that's correct, then we should go all the way up to here to complete the first leg of this algo, or the upside of this algo. Right now, to me, this looks like an algo 2. If you want to know more about the algo 1 and algo 2, please join our Discord channel and maybe we can help you out with that. Or you can for sure buy Hoppy's book and his ebook. And if you want more information about that, you can ask me in the Discord room. Okay. And I'll leave a description, or a link in the bottom of this video, but there's also one in the description of this channel, so you can find it there too. All right. So we know we are there. So let's go down one to a 65, 61. And we see where we are. All right. So price already came in, went to the other side, then came all the way down, and now we're on our way back up. Now this is still at a half shift, okay? Because I didn't change it. We may need to change it here in a minute to where it could make sense. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so now we're at a 2187. Let's go down to a 4 hour. And as you can see, nothing really makes sense, right? So let's take this back off the half shift, okay? And now we're starting to make sense. We started on this side of the partition. We're going up. We hit here. Knowing which algo this is in, which I know that we're probably in an algo 1, we should retrace back down to this in this area, which makes sense. There's a gap right there. All right. So I'm starting to frame the trade, like try to get my bias for the day, try to get my direction. Okay. But eventually I'm going to get down to, and when I come in the mornings, because I trade on a 243 most of the time, I'll look at the 729 first. Okay. And I'll put it on a smaller time scale so that I can see where I'm at. So right now, we are in discount below the 50%. So I'm thinking, okay, my bias should be long, but I'd like to see a retracement so that I can get the best price that I can. And then we can go down to the 243 and let's see where we are with that. We're in premium. Okay. So one is that we're in premium. The other ones are in discount. On the larger we're in discount, we want to go higher. But for this to complete, we might need to come back down and get into discount on this side, and then we can start looking for an entry to trade higher. Okay? So that's how I'm using all the different power of threes to give me some sort of bias. All right? So when you look at all of this, one thing that you need to consider is that when I look at a 729, okay, know this, whatever power of three you're on, the next lower power of three, so the next lower, this is 729, the next lower is 243. There's actually 3 243s inside of here. And how I can show you that is we'll go from the high to the low. That's approximate. And I've got a setting here, just 1/3. And you can see clearly, this is where 243 partition would be. This is where the middle one would be. And this is where the lower one would be. So as you can see, price is at the top or bottom, however you want to look at this partition right now, which is what we saw on the 243. Now, if price goes on up here, then I know we're probably not going to retrace deep into here. All right. but I want to see what price is going to do. And right now, if I had to guess, you put a gun to my head, is that we're going to retrace back down. Okay. And then I would be interested in getting somewhere in this lower third, 243, to get long. All right. To go all the way back up to here. All right. So one other thing I want to point out, and then I'll end this video. The middle 243, or the middle lower power of 3, I should say, whichever one you're looking at. So even if this was an 81 dealing range, then we would be looking at 327s, okay? Notice this. They're going to be between breaker to breaker is the middle one. So if you ever come in and you're looking at price and it seems to be pinging back and forth between here, just know that you need to go down one dealing range, because when price is expanding, price will usually go up from one partition to the next. So it's going from like a 243 to a 729. When price is contracting, it's going to be on a lower power 3. So if I normally like to trade it on a 243 and I see it bouncing in between these breaker block areas, I know that it's trading, because it's in contraction. It's going to be trading on an 81. All right. When would it be contracting? You know, before red news events. When would it be in expansion? Right after red news events. All right. So if you got any more questions, join our Discord, ask questions. Everything in our Discord's free. There's no paid mentorships. There's no paid indicators. Everything that we do in there is free. We've got quite a few traders in there that are pretty good at trading Goldbach. Some are even including time, Goldbach time, to time their entries even better. So, you know, feel free to join, come in and ask questions. We'd love to have you. And we'll even do free one-on-ones with you to get you started. All right. Talk to you guys later.